Royalty. Royalty. Power to the chosen people.
Hey y'all. We're so awkward because we don't really ever do videos together. So yes we do. We do videos together, but we do videos apart more than we do together. So just like we're used to opening up the videos. He used to saying his little whatever, and I'm used to being like, hey y'all, you know, so.
Well, we back again. Talk about some truth, culture, and some community. And this is something that we're very, very serious about because those are things that we didn't have growing up. So, just a little bit about us. We love truth. Truth can be found in Psalms 119 and 142. Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your Torah is truth, your law. So, about that. The truth gives us instruction on how we should live. That is the word of the Creator, how His creation is supposed to live. By that truth, by that law, by that Torah, you can develop culture, which is a way of life. I want to read you our definition. Culture. The customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group. Synonyms for culture: civilization, society, way of life, lifestyle, customs, tradition, heritage, so on and so forth. So by that law that the Creator gave, you can develop culture. Now the Creator gave that law to a certain group of people, Israel. So by him giving them his law, they developed a way of life from it. And that way of life spread out across a whole group of people, then develops community, truth, culture, and community.
I never realized that I didn't have a culture until I had one. It is such a blessing because the way we live our life, it allows me to experience freedom and fulfillment on a daily. Just each and every day, I'm able to feel like I'm able to be fulfilled. It's not just a feeling. I am fulfilled in doing the things that I know I'm called to do and meant to do each and every day. You know, in my past life, I say past life. Well, it was my past life because I've been born again. In my past life, I found myself always focusing on the weekend, just when it was time to go to church. Like all week, I would be preparing just for church, not in a positive way. Just like what I'm gonna wear. Oh, do I gotta sing this week? I'm nervous because I'm nervous to sing in front of people. Like my focus was on church. It was not on my relationship between myself and the Most High, and I was not fulfilling my purpose. I wasn't doing anything worthwhile throughout the week except waiting to go to church on the weekend, and that caused me to be like a lost soul. I was a lost person. One day I had said to him, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. And he was like, well, can you describe how you feel? And I said that, do you remember when I was like, I just feel like time and just life is running away from me and I'm trying to catch it. Like everything was just going around me, and I was just like, I couldn't grasp anything. I didn't know what to do. I was just going through the motions and doing what I saw other people do. Just trying to fit in, just trying to look the part, trying to do what I thought was the right thing to do, instead of actually taking a step back and trying to figure out what am I really supposed to be doing. Who am I? I was just taking cues from everything and everybody that I felt like looked like they were doing okay.
So quickly, the reason we wanted to do this video is because when you look at our community, the black community, or African American, you're gonna get three things. Either you're gonna get people who are super saved in some type of religion that look down on everybody else based off of their religion. You get
not super saved, because you should be saved.
Super
overly religious,
super
yeah.
religious, and look down on everybody else because their religion tells them that they're better than everyone else. Then you have those who have been scorned from religion and just don't want anything to do with it, and they out in the streets, they partying and kicking it and living
their best life.
Living their life, the hip hop culture, so to speak. And then you have those who are morally good, who take their cues from the commandments of our Creator, yet don't give them any credit for them. I don't steal, I don't cuss people out, I don't do none of that. I'm just in my own lane, and I'm just a good person. He know my heart. I may go to church once a month or on the holidays. Then I may hit the club every once in a while. Like I'm living the adult thing. I'm on my grown and sexy. That's what you're gonna get in the black community, and that is not a real way of life that transcribes the whole body of people. And that's what we want to represent. We are saved. We have been born again, but we ain't no better. We don't think we know better than nobody. Our nose ain't up in the air. We do have fun. We do keep the commandments. We do live righteously, but it's not like, I don't know, it's not like stuffy. Like it's an everyday thing. You live in life every day. You have your do's and you have your don'ts. And it don't matter what day of the week it is, what day of the year it is, it's always the same. Yeah. That culture, that lifestyle, I can pass down to my children, and they can pass down to my children. And that's the lifestyle that's in the Bible that you read.
Yeah, and society wants us to think, or the world wants us to think, that you have to choose one. You're so confused and searching for something that you go back and forth in between super religious and the world. You decide, okay, I want to do right, I want to live right again, so I'm going back to church, I'm going to be religious, I'm going to do right. And then what you're searching for is not there, so you run back to the world. You turn your back on the church, you turn your back on the Most High, you run back to the world, and you feel like, hey, what I'm looking for is not here either. So you find yourself running back and forth between two things. But the problem is that what we found, what was our problem when we were doing that, is that the Most High created us in His image. It is embedded in us to want to be like Him.
You can't
get away from it. We are tied to Him, but a lot of us don't know the magnitude to which we are tied to Him. So you just feel this longing and you're searching for something, but you don't really know what it is. So then you find yourself just going back and forth. You're lost. I've actually, spoken to a few people who have been adopted, and they'll always say, a few of them they're totally against meeting their birth family, or they're totally against having a relationship with their birth family. They love their family. They don't feel any different. They don't feel like they're not an actual part of the family. But I've heard from a lot of people who've experienced adoption that there is always a longing, even if you don't want to be in that family. You want to know, like, dang, where did I come from? Like, what was my mom like? What was my dad like? Or you may be having issues that you don't see the family that you were brought into deal with. So you wondering, like,
lost.
Man, I'm adopted, so maybe this is genetic, or maybe this has come from my birth family. The point is, you always have that longing. You're always searching to know where you come from, and that's the same thing between Yah and His children. It's an
issue that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, it's an issue that needs to be addressed, but you never can really pinpoint the issue because you don't know what it is, and you just go back and forth trying to figure out what's really going on. And they capitalize, the world, this culture capitalizes on the loss. Why do you think we have those apps like Ancestry.com, or put in some information about yourself and we'll tell you where you come from? We're gonna take it. No, like, we need to seek the Most High for direction and seek Him for our identity. That's all we need to do. And when we did that, it just brought so much fulfillment to our lives. It brought so much joy and peace to our lives.
We ain't searching no more. I said it on another video, but a little bit of my testimony. I had gotten to a point where the search was just, I was just tired. And I said, you know, to the Creator, I said, I don't know what I'm doing here, so I need you to forgive me first, but if you forgive me, you gotta teach me your ways. You gotta teach me what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know, because I'm just going in this repetitive cycle. So one scripture I go to a lot, Psalms 25:4. Show me thy ways, O Yah. Teach me thy paths. His ways he gave to Israel. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, they walked this way. They walked this path. I'm asking the Most High every day, teach me your ways, teach me your path, so that I can teach them to my children. One of these words that I love is in the Hebrew is called orak. It's the word for path, and it's basically the responsibilities of the nomad outside of the tent include feeding, watering, caring for the livestock. Livestock are healthier and more productive when on a routine. Therefore, the man follows a routine or prescribed path each day when caring for his livestock. Now we know we are likened unto sheep, and our Father is our shepherd. So he gives us a prescribed path to follow daily, and that allows us to have the most fulfillment in our lives. And I had no idea what that was until I found this way. It was like something clicked. This is who I am, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and those ways are his commandments. I have instruction every day that I can follow. I have do's, I have don'ts, and I don't have to feel lost in a world that's doing so much. Mm-hmm. How does that make sense in this day and age for the so-called black community? You know what? We don't have a way of life. We don't have a culture. And you can find a way of life in a culture prescribed in the Bible, right? So those people that were given that way of life and that culture, they did not keep it. And there were certain things that were said were going to happen to those people if they didn't keep it, which was slavery and bondage and them taken out of their land. And if you look at your history, as far back as they let you go, that is the exact same thing that happened to you. So when that light bulb came on, I said, okay, let me actually try these commandments, because I had tried everything else. And I stand here today, or I sit here today with my wife, and I can assure you that my life went from bad to I'm doing okay. I ain't lost no more, I ain't confused. I got a culture, I feel at peace, I feel at one, I feel fulfilled in every day of my life. So this is why we subscribe to this culture in this way. So, you know, again, when you look around at your family members, and you know, our community is so splintered. You got, you know, your ratchet family over here, you got your super religious family over here, and it's like we can never come together on anything. I ask y'all, what would allow everything to come together? It's culture. That is the only thing that can bring everyone together, and that's the one thing that we don't have. Culture. Culture then brings about community, but you can't have culture unless you have truth, culture, community.
Yeah. And one of our main reasons for starting a YouTube channel is because we wanted to promote, especially to young families and even young singles, that living a set-apart, righteous life is a great thing.
It's you.
It's
for you. Trust
yeah,
me.
it's an awesome thing. Like, it's a great feeling just because you're young. You don't have to be out in the streets chasing the fast life, doing things that you see everyone else doing. That's not. A lot of people think, I got time to get on the straight and narrow, or I got time to that's like old people who don't go out or who don't kick it or who don't do those type of things. No, honestly, we don't have time. We don't know how much time we have because time belongs to the Most High. However, you want to spend your life living up to your fullest potential. When you're living your life tearing down your body, drinking, smoking, partying, not getting any rest, like, you are ruining your temple. You're ruining your quality of life. Your quality of life is not what's up. Yeah, and that's not what he has for us. That's not what he wants for us. And that's what we want to promote, that as a young family, as a young married couple. And again, as I said, even if you're young and single, it is fulfilling and it's enjoyable to live a set apart life, a set apart righteous life. So don't let anyone tell you because you're young you have to be in the world and kicking it, and don't let anyone tell you because you know that being in the world is wrong you have to be overly religious and chasing behind other people and chasing behind the image of man and not the image of the Most High. A lot of people look to others but in the wrong way, are more focused on the outer man, and if I'm looking apart and if I'm fitting in with this religion, or if I'm fitting in with the people who I feel like are doing the right thing. Don't look to the right, don't look to the left. Look straight ahead and focus on your relationship with your Creator and establish a relationship with Him that is built on the solid foundation, which is His ways, which is His truth. Search for what you know is genuine between you and Him, irregardless of what anybody else around you is doing, unless it's someone around you who is promoting His ways and the things that you should be doing. We should not be looking after a look of something. We should be trying to be who we are and who we are supposed to be.
Let's just be practical in our conclusion. Okay, you have the world that we know is violence, it's debauchery, it's all this type of, going to the club and partying, and you meeting brothers who don't mean you no good, they just want to hit, and now you got his baby and he ain't in the baby's life. It's just so much wrong. These brothers out here shooting and killing one another. It's just bad. That's just bad. Then you go to the church. That's supposedly the better example, right? And then you see, once it doesn't bring you any fulfillment, now you back in the world and you like, it's just, they both bad. You know what's right? By stopping and saying, my Creator, what do you desire of me? And He'll say, follow my ways. Okay, what are your ways? Love me with all your heart, soul, and your mind. Do not put anything before me. Don't bow down to anything other than me. Have you seen me? No. So don't be bowing down to any image. Don't be bowing down to nothing like that. Honor your parents. Remember the set apart day, which is the Shabbat. Don't steal. Don't kill. Don't bear false witness. Don't covet what your people got. Those are His ways. You know what they teach you? Love Him with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. That's something you can do every single day in your life and be in right alignment with the Creator. And you ain't got to be worrying about missing out on nothing. Every day is a holiday. Every day is a blessing. I ain't got to wait for Christmas. I ain't got to wait for 4th of July. I ain't got to wait the New Year to turn up. Every day is a blessing, and I can live my best life every single day of life. And if you don't live that way, trust me, you missing out.
Yeah. So we can do this, y'all. Y'all can do it. We can do it together. And once again, that's why we started this channel, because we genuinely were two lost individuals together. Confused plus confused equal complete chaos. And since we have been delivered from that lifestyle, it is our desire to see others live a life that is blessed each and every day, every minute, every second of the day. Does every day go exactly how we want it to go? No, but when you are standing on a firm foundation, you can't lose.
Can't lose. So We appreciate your love and support. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can be up to date on what we do.
Share.
Like, share, subscribe, whatever the case may be. But this is what we do. This is what we're about. We're giving sound doctrine, a sound way of life. And everybody can use it. This is what we are chosen to do, and we're going to keep on kicking it. So much love, much respect. Shalom.